Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve, Buzza here. I'm at Bonita Bay Club in South Florida and I'm answering some questions that were on a video last week about how my viewers are going to improve their golf in 2018. And there was one that kept coming up. The most common one by far was fitness. And I'm doing my back to scratch, so I'm working on my fitness. And there seems to be a lot of people watching that have established that if they could get a bit fitter, they would play better golf. This video is to I'm not going through all the protocols or what you need to do in the gym, but just to kind of give you a framework of what you need to do. And I think that's where golfers can sometimes get it wrong. So the big one that people get wrong, and especially in the younger population, is they go, I want to get fit, so I'm going to start lifting weights. Lifting weights is not a problem with golf, but if you do it straight away, you don't tend to get any transfer or any gains. Because if you think about it, let's imagine I'm doing a bench press, I've got it really heavy, you know, I move the bar really slow, come down, move it again really slow. Golf is an explosive movement, so even if you gain strength, you're not going to be able to convert it. So that is the first one I see, and again, very much in the younger population. The second one is about weight. So in golf, we don't really have to jump or do anything that involves moving our mass too much. So you can be overweight and play good golf. You'll see some tour players, not that I'm going to name them, but there are not many on the PGA Tour, the European Tour now, but there is still a handful that are noticeably overweight. But what you've got to remember in golf is the weight doesn't matter. Energy levels do, and the functional movement does. So if you are overweight and you lose energy and then you can't concentrate at the end of the round, yes, weight is a problem. So for me at the minute, I've been eating poorly, so I've got a bit portly, but I'm feeling that in my energy levels more so than just I can't move this mass. So really think about what you're eating, and this isn't me saying you can eat what you want and weight doesn't matter, but just the weight isn't the problem in golf, and that's why you can see some very good players that are quite big. But the functional movement, the stability that you have and the mobility you have, that is what's going to define you being good or bad. So there are examples of tour pros that are, like I say, very big, but they can do a full deep squat. I would demonstrate that for you now, but I'm actually really struggling doing that myself. So like a deep squat, for example. So go on, let's go for it. We're all friends. Let's see how I do. Not good. But I kind of go down, but you want to be able to go all the way down. Because you think, well, how does a deep squat affect your golf? But if you're tight going that way, our pelvis is moving from side to side. It needs to be stable, it needs to push. It's a real important one. So that's in the TPI. If you've ever had a TPI screen, you know, the overhead deep squat is a big one that will show if you've got the functional movement to really aid your golf swing. You can see with me at the minute, I'm struggling. I'm very tight in my left side. So if you look at my golf swing, I actually feel like it looks pretty good, and I'm not dropping the club anywhere near as much as I used to, especially as an amateur. But I'm not really pushing across, I'm not really getting my pressure into my left side, not really posting up on this left hip. The reason is it's got extremely tight because I sat down a lot for the second half of last year doing my Masters, and then to reward myself, I sat down even more over Christmas and New Year. So that's something that I need to physically do. I'm looking at doing yoga, and that's something that I have to do, and really doing some functional movements before I can then get into the gym and do some strength work. When I was fitter, kind of a couple years ago, and like when I was with the elite team, you know, I was going in the gym and doing heavy weights because I'd already got my framework. So if you're looking at exploring fitness, especially if you're a player that's really trying to take it to the next level, you need to look at your stability, your mobility. Then once you've got that, then looking at your strength, and then how can you convert that into power. But don't start at the other end. Don't go, well, I need more distance, I'm going to put in strength and power. Because if you're not stable enough, it just won't transfer into your golf swing, and you're probably going to end up coming up with loads of injuries. The first year as a pro, one of the best purchases I have made was I went to see a physio. It's a local physio in Devon, Andy Lamore. He works at Ocean Physio. Great guy, worked with some of the England squads, and rather than going in for an injury, I went in and I had an assessment, and what he showed was I was very inconsistent that year. I did win a couple times, but I was so inconsistent, and my body just really wasn't designed to swing a golf club. So I spent that winter doing lots of mobility, stability work. I really didn't enjoy it. You know, I like lifting heavy weights. It's fun. You know, it doesn't hurt that much because you push it in, and it's although it might hurt, it's over quickly. But I had all these stability moves, you know, twisting and turning, all of these sort of movements that put my body in such a better position. I ended up working with Andy when I used to work with the elite team at the University of Exeter, you know, and used to do it with the team. And the noticeable gains, not only I could see in the team, you know, that physical element, but it's not just about getting stronger, it's not just about losing weight. I've had elite players that are very lean to the point they're under 10% body fat, so never been called fat in their life. So I know a lot of you guys, yeah, I've had that one thrown at me a few times in the last week through the channel. But I've had people that have never even been considered to be overweight, but their mobility, their flexibility, all of these things aren't that good. So as a result, their body isn't in perfect condition to actually swing a golf club. So if you're trying to take on fitness, try and consider those things. I do think it's a real good investment to either go see a physio, or like here at Bonita Bay, we've got a TPI specialist, like I am, the fitness department are as well. Getting a proper screen so you know what your body wants to do, what it does well and what it maybe struggles at. So over these winter months, you can actually put changes in that you're going to see big gains into your golf. So I hope that helps. I know it's quite a complicated topic, so it's very much an overview, this video. If anybody wants any information on what I'm doing, you know, get some comments down below. I'll certainly make some videos on my Back to Scratch series on my fitness. But what you've got to remember is whatever I do is going to be for the issues that I have with my body. Trying to establish the problems that you have is actually going to save you a lot of time, because you can then do exercises that really are specific to that. So like I say, you're going to get quicker gains. You could be in a physical state to play golf better than you've ever been by the beginning of the season. You know, it might only take a couple months to actually really see some big gains. So I hope that helps. Like I say, get some comments down below. I hope to catch you soon.